Welcome to part 2 of the Tilt4orce project. In part 2 I compare the Delta with the tilting quad. But before both layouts can be compared in action, I needed to switch the quad into a Delta. Here's how I did it in 3 simple steps. Step 1. After removing the nose cone of the quad, I removed the dual front swing arms and wheels as a complete unit. Step 2, I installed the Delta's single-sided swing arm and front wheel as a complete unit. In step 3, I installed the Delta's nose cone. The rest of the Velocar remains unchanged, except for the E-assist. The motor drives the left wheel, while the pedals and chain drive the right wheel. On the right is the transformed Delta with E-assist. The photo on the left was taken before I removed the quad's nose cone and front swing arms. As it turns out, the weight loss by removing the quad's front end balances out the combined weight of the Delta's front end plus the E-assist components. In this chart, the Delta's performance is compared in 6 different riding scenarios listed on the left, and on the right are the things I considered to rate each vehicle's performance. The middle of the chart shows the results as more or less equal, or that one outperformed the other. In this first pair of rides, I'm trying to assess each vehicle's response to tilting and free-to-caster steering at slow speeds. My arms are outside each vehicle to demonstrate that manual steering linkage does not interfere with the operation of free-to-caster steering. This video of me riding the quad was recorded before I completed and installed the tail section, and long before I switched it into the Delta. Here I'm just shifting my weight on the pivoting seat bottom to control the tilt, to indirectly control steering. As you can see, I switched over to the Delta after completing the tail section. Here, the easy-to-perform weight shifting results in an equally stable ride with good steering control, so I rated the rides as equal. In the second matching rides, I also rated each performance as equal. The rating is equal because both employ a simple riding technique and both use the same mechanical tilt apparatus to keep each vehicle upright. And keeping each vehicle upright results in a very stable ride feel. In this third comparison, I was able to detect a slight difference, and surprisingly, the Delta came out on top. In this video, watch the quad's front wheels and swing arms as they respond to both tilting and suspension travel. Now, watch the Delta's front wheel as it rides up and over the curb. I rated this ride as a bit smoother because the Delta's front wheel is responding to suspension only. Still, both rides are equally stable. In both of these rides, I use the same easy-to-perform technique for tilting into corners. I use the tilt apparatus to initiate the lean towards the inside of the corner. With both the Delta and quad, the free-to-caster steering always provides a correct steer angle for the tilt and the speed of the vehicle. In both cases, ride stability is equally good because traction is ideal on both of these corners. In the fifth riding scenario, each ride is a bit different, and so is the ride feel. With both the Delta and Quad, I have to ride close to the edge of the wooden pallet to avoid getting hung up on it. With the Quad, I can feel two separate bump feels as first the front wheel followed by the back wheel rise up and over the pallet. But in this ride, the centrally located front wheel of the Delta misses the pallet entirely, so I feel just a single bump. While both rides feel equally stable, each is a bit different and feels a little different. In the final matchup, this easy-to-perform maneuver is a lot of fun. With the Quads, the lean limiters on all four, it feels like I can't fall over, like even when traction is lost. With the Delta's lean limiters on both rear swing arms, the ride feels equally stable, but I have yet to test the Delta in winter conditions when loss of traction can be expected. To sum it all up, the Delta matches the Quad's performance when tilting and steering with no hands, when traversing a side slope, and when cornering at speed. The Delta feels a bit smoother when crossing the curb or riding over a wooden pallet, and the Delta has yet to prove itself in winter conditions. So, which one do I prefer? Since both are easy, fun, and stable to ride, for me, the e-assist becomes the tiebreaker. Because the Delta with the e-assist, for one, is legal in my area, whereas the Quad isn't. And with 450 additional watts of power, the Delta is a lot easier to operate when climbing a steep slope or quickly getting up to speed from a stoplight. And I'm hoping the e-assist will extend what's left of my riding time. So, my preference is the Delta.